This podcast is sponsored by One Gutter Guard, the premium gutter guard that delivers the highest performance, quality, and value to your customers. From its different mesh filters to its unibody construction, One Gutter Guard can be the difference maker in your business. Are you interested in becoming part of the exclusive dealer network? Contact them today at onegutterguard.com or just give them a call. Now back to our show.
What's up, guys? It's Tim with the Gutter Growth Podcast. I got Tanner Mullen here with DripJobs. What's going on, Tanner?
Yo, what's up? Happy to be here, Tim, with the Gutter Growth team. What's up, my man?
Good deal, man. You having a good day?
Great day, man. It has been a powerhouse day. Just ran through the rain, so I'm all wet to get here. Man, I was excited for this one today, brother.
Absolutely. So we're gonna have Tanner. He's got a booth at the Gutter Summit, and we wanted to get here and jump on a live.
Yeah.
Tanner, for those that don't know what DripJobs is, can you give us a little bit of background and a little bit about it?
Well, first of all, if you don't know what the Gutter Growth Summit is, get on this. Don't wait because there's some planning involved. But I think the benefit of just coming and getting on early is you're committing to something that's going to provide you a lot of value, whether it's meeting vendors. Hopefully we can provide you some value in DripJobs. But Tim, John, the team, like these guys are onto something, and being a part of something early is never a bad thing. But yeah, man, like I jumped on this as soon as I saw you guys had, and you know that, man, I was like, dude, please let me be a part of this, because the fact of the matter is like, yeah, software is everywhere. There's so much software. No one really knows like which one's the best one, but like, I know for a fact that like our software specifically is going to give back the greatest asset that we're all working for. It's time. Like we know that everyone wants their time. Like we're all pursuing better business so we can get out of the hustle of business and get back to living in a way that doesn't make us feel like we need to trade that valuable resource. So like our software intertwines with that mission. There's a lot of automations built in. There's a lot of components of DripJobs that is going to help manage us and streamline a better business, dude. So I kind of want to hit on a couple things real quick, Tim. The first thing is I'm a painting contractor. Okay. Now, yes, I don't install gutters, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that we have the same sales process, whether you're selling roofing, painting, gutters, remodeling, siding, flooring, it does not matter. We are selling an experience, Tim. And I think what most of us miss when we're giving out estimates or we're getting leads and interacting with leads that come in, maybe we're running Facebook ads or buying leads or doing some sort of marketing. What we're missing is the fact that we need to pursue our leads and customers and make them feel important, dude. And make them feel important because we are selling an emotional service. Now, yes, gutters in most cases is a need-based purchase, right? They're tired of things, they're tired of water flooding their flower beds, right? I mean, yes, there's a component of a need base, but it can also be an emotional purchase when it comes to the salesperson selling the gutters, right? And I think the unique thing about DripJobs is what we do from the lead aspect of the buying cycle to the sales aspect of the buying cycle is we give you a voice that you don't have right now, right? And what I mean by that is, here's the typical buying cycle, Tim. Customer reaches out to a gutter company. Maybe that information falls into an email inbox, and that gutter business owner who's running around wearing all the hats looks at that email and says, golly, I got to call this customer who just came in. And maybe 10 years ago, Tim, that customer would have sat patiently and said, okay, I submitted my information. They'll get back to me, right? Like that's how it used to be. And those people would sit there, Tim, and they wait for that business owner to get around to it. Well, because now the customer just has to type in gutter installation, they got 10 to 15 solid choices being presented to them within a 50-mile radius, which ultimately means they care more about their project than they do you. So we need to show the customer that we care more about them than anyone else. And we do that through automation, through communication. So here's a new workflow that some of us should consider. The workflow should be customer submits their information on our website, on Facebook, on some sort of form, whatever that is. Now, you might be a busy business owner. That's fine. The information gets sent to the CRM. The CRM sends out automatic communication, helping the customer with the next step. So the customer submits a request. You get an email from Tim's Gutter that says, hey, thank you so much for that request. at this moment, we'd like to get you scheduled in for an appointment. We're reviewing the information you submitted, and you'll receive a confirmation within the next few hours. Now, what does that do for the customer? They say now they can really check the box, and they can say, you know what? That to-do list item on my day is complete. Now, some of us have a form on our website or get an inquiry from a customer that would buy from us, and they leave them on red, right? When has it ever been a good thing to leave anyone that you want a relationship with on red? Never. Don't do it to your customers, right? So that's just one component, Tim, and I don't want to keep babbling, but that's what we're aiming to do, is give you back your time. But not only that, make your customers feel important, which is very hard to do.
I know that just getting to someone right away, they say 25% of buyers purchase with the first person that they talk to. So I think it's pretty huge that you're like responding to them right away. They kind of know what the next steps are.
I think again, like when you have the two components of like leads, Tim, the first component is leads. We have to sell people on meeting with us for an appointment. That's the first sale. That's a sale. That's getting people to invite us to their home, right? Like, how many people like inviting random people to their home? And in this industry, this is a normal practice. And most of us think, well, just because they submitted their information, I'm already locked in. No, there has to be a confirmation that you can come to the home. In most cases, you still need the address if you're running ads on Facebook or you're doing some sort of ads, right? So yes, you're right, man. Like, I would agree with that. 25% of people buy with the first person they meet. But what about the other 75%? The other 75% wants to be sold. Okay. Now with leads, this is a different ball game. Let me tell you, in the next 2 to 3 years, I think the gutter business is going to freaking explode on Facebook. I think that gutter businesses are starting to realize that this is a huge business. I think there's going to be virtual estimating that's going to take over the industry. I think that people are going to come in with a different mindset and start running Facebook ads on Facebook. And what that's going to do, it's going to create a lot of opportunity for gutter companies. Okay. Now, with that said, those leads that they generate on Facebook, okay, need to be contacted within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because Facebook leads are a different ball game, right? Now, I don't know about you running anything. What's that?
They're real finicky because it's like they see it right now, and it wasn't like already on their agenda. It's kind of like, oh, let me do this. And dude, I feel like they could forget about it soon if you don't get a hold of them right away.
The emotional intensity drops, right? Like, in other words, like, do I really want to spend the money on gutters? But maybe they saw Tim in front of a house with his team building value, showing who he is and who they are. And that person says, you know what? I wasn't planning on it, but this seems like a good company. Let me just see, right? Now, that person's scrolling on Facebook and they stopped. Now, when they click that button and do one more click, which sends that email and that phone number, dude, you got 5 minutes. I mean, it's 5 minutes. I mean, you have 5 minutes to get that person on the phone or to send an email or to send a text message, because that emotional intensity is gone in 10, 15 minutes. Harvard did a study and it drops 400% after, I believe it's 30 minutes. After 30 minutes they just did, I think they did 10,000, just anything, just like any sort of lead generation. After 30 minutes, the intent drops 400%.
I feel like Facebook might be a little higher.
I think so too. I think if they did an independent study on just Facebook leads, dude, it would drop probably
because they're scrolling. It's like they've seen you, but now they're just seeing 100 other things.
So with this method, and I run a painting business, okay? Facebook has become a number one lead source over the last 6 to 8 months, okay? Yeah, and I attribute it to the fact that we are very aggressive with our follow-up. It's not just one day. It's not just 2 days. It's dripping out. That's why DripJobs, it's dripping out day after day after day after day. And at least at that point, you know who we are. You know our story. And guess what? If you tell me to stop contacting you, I will. But we're looking at the data and they're opening the emails. They're clicking the links. You know? So at the end of the day, it might not be now, but we're still building for tomorrow. And I don't know about you, man, but guess what? I love when somebody out of nowhere, from somebody I generated a lead for 6 months ago, books an appointment from an
It's already
automated
free job. It's already in the past.
It's already in the past, dude. So there's a lot there. There's a lot there.
So it's not just the beginning, but you guys have like a series of different touches that they get. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what those different touches are?
Tim, can I share my screen? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a visual would probably be better. Let me see if I can share this real quick. And yes, and the reality of the situation is there are, well, I'm going to switch here to a better browser. So the reality of the situation is we've narrowed down at the very minimum, there's 11 stages, Tim, of a buying journey, okay, in the contracting space. 11, okay? It
11.
Starts with, there's 11, dude. Hold on, I'm going to go ahead and share this now. Let's see if we can make this happen. I'm going to my sales pipeline right here. Tell me if you can see this. Can you see that okay?
Let me add it to the stage.
There you go. Okay, yeah, you got it. Cool. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
All right, dude. So here's the deal, right? So I actually added more stages, which you can do in DripJobs. I have one called scope review, right? So this would be for, let's say, I don't know, Tim, you've been in the business a while. What if someone says they just want you to install a little bit of flashing, like maybe like just kind of like a repair job or something like that, like, and they submit their information. What is your next step?
I mean, normally the repairs, I mean, my next step would be to get them on the phone.
Right.
My particular company, we had a minimum, so I would address the minimum to see if I even wanted to take on that type of work.
Sure. So follow me here. That's a variable that you had to deal with, whether, whatever the situation was. You just told me your process for it. That process was, okay, we get a small repair request. Okay. My next move is to call the customer, and I have to be graceful, right? You don't want to be brash. You don't want to be like, hey, I can't take it. You don't want to ruin your reputation. You have to be upfront, and you kind of got to position it like, listen, unless you spend more with me, I can't help you. I'm a business owner, dude. I do this. I'm a painting contractor, and I deal with this more than anyone because people think we can just come and paint a piece of baseboard or paint a bedroom or paint a bathroom. Like, I'm sorry, like I can't. So we created a stage in DripJobs called scope review. And whenever we get a request that comes in that doesn't fit our core offer, right, which is full house painting, minimum $2,500, okay, all we do, Tim, is we drag this customer over to scope review, and it fires off an automatic message that indicates that the job's too small. So let's go look at the message real quick. So I'm going to come over here to Drips, okay? So the cool thing about DripJobs is you can automate anything in terms of communication based on the stage. And it says something along the lines of, hey, it puts in their first name. Thank you so much for requesting an estimate with us. We operate in teams in 3 or 4, and we typically take on bigger jobs. At this time, we are only able to take on full house painting jobs. Is this something you would like a quote on? If so, we are happy to quote painting the whole house. Okay. And now it's not something I have to do. Now it's not something my office admin has to do. And you can't argue that as a customer. It was honest. It was upfront. And I showed you why that's the case. And that could easily be misconstrued by tonality on the phone. Right.
Yeah.
And guess what the alternative is? You and I mean, Tim, I know you're a powerhouse business owner. You have different standards. Most people are just ignoring the request. Yes.
That's true.
Like, it's just, I'm not going to answer it. So like, dude, like, yeah, DripJobs is not just for the sales, dude. It's for everything. So like, this is the sales pipeline: cold leads, warm leads, estimate requested, scope review. These are all the people we have estimates scheduled for. These are the customers we're still working on their proposals. These are the customers that I need to personally review the quote because my admin has a question or there's something I need to get my eyes on. Here's the proposal sent stage. I got 500 deals in here of people we sent proposals to that haven't moved forward. Guess what? At any given time, Tim, check this. I can click this blast button here and I can send out an email to all 500 of those people in one shot. Hey, pipeline's looking slow. Here's a discount. Whatever it is that you want to do. 4th of July sale, perfect. You have an active proposal with us, right? I can't tell you how many times that saved my butt. Being able
so many people are totally neglecting all the estimates they've done throughout the past couple of years too. There's a good portion of these people that's never actually gotten the work done yet.
Dude, it's insane. Like, you can't just assume that everyone gets an estimate and does the job, right? And we can't just
Right.
assume that people will remember you. So imagine, instead of asking for business, why don't we just send a blast message just to these people to say, hey, do you have any other projects we can quote? Right? I mean, it doesn't have to be the same job, but guess what? You now have a list of 493 contacts that know you and have met you before. Okay. That's powerful stuff. Now, it's not just the sales pipeline, dude. It's the jobs. Like, again, we're talking about the guy who's trying to build his operation. It's him. He's been the installer. Okay. He's the sales guy. He's got a helper, right? And he's thinking, man, I don't know how I'm going to manage buying leads and getting more inquiries, right? Well, you need software. Like, that's the only way to really do it. So now, not only that, let's say we sell the job, Tim. Now, what type of experience do you want to create for a customer? Let's say you send them a quote. It's a $5,000, gutter installation job. They sign the proposal on a Saturday. Okay. Now, for me, I always want to thank my customers. I'm going to say, dude, thank you, man. Like, you hired me, you chose me. We're automating that. Anytime a customer hires us, you can see here, this customer, Luis, he hired us. You could bet that he received a thank you email right away within 30 minutes, thanking him, explaining the next steps, showcasing value, getting him excited, right? Then we have customers that are scheduled. We have colors in the painting space. So we want to indicate when colors are locked in. We have our jobs that are currently in progress, and of course, jobs that are complete. And when we move them there, it sends them a review, right? We got data. Check out the data, Tim, being able to see what's going on in your business. Okay. And we're going to showcase all this at the summit, but I just want you to see here, like, being a student of your data. These are real numbers. In the last 30 days, I've sold 164,000 in painting, right? I told you, look at my lead source, and I wasn't lying, dude. We talked about this earlier. I'm going to show you the year. Look at my lead source. Number one lead source is Facebook. That's never happened, dude. Right?
Do you think that what do you think the change is? Why is Facebook getting better?
The algorithm's getting smarter. That's the only thing I can think of, dude, is like, I guarantee I'm going to see some ads for freaking gutters today.
They seem like they've done a complete turnaround. Facebook has.
Dude, it's the algorithm. You're buying into some technology that, I mean, I don't think dude, you're in such a precipice of time that, people, I don't know. There's not a lot of regulation around these things listening or whatever it is that's gathering this information right now, dude. Like, it's putting these ads in front of the people that are watching, and people are still on Facebook. I mean, I still use Facebook more than everything else. It's like the home base. So it's like, that's where everyone's at. And people are self-selecting their interests on Facebook by joining groups. You don't think that because someone's in a gutter group or home, maybe they're in home decor, Facebook's not looking at that and saying, here, let me show you a gutter ad and see if you like it. See if you click on it, see if you breathe heavy when you're looking at it, dude. It's insane. So, like, dude, I mean, but this is the data. And I'm saying this because in the gutter space, you're going to see this, man. If there's some gutter guys out there that want to win, get in front of that camera and start showing yourself and your team installing some gutters, and your inbox with the right person running it should flood with leads. It should. Okay. Everyone needs gutters. All right. Whether and
you got a roof, you need gutters.
You got a roof, you need gutters. There's never been a house. I live in a house now that has no gutters. I'm renting, but let me tell you something. There's never been a time I lived in a house with no gutters that I didn't say, man, I wish I had gutters. Okay. But I wasn't sold on it, and it wasn't easy for me to buy gutters, and I didn't know who to hire to get the gutters. Right. And it was a question mark about gutters. Is it worth it? What's the difference between seamless gutters and the other type of gutters? Who's going to install the gutters? How long does it take? These are questions that should be the content that gutter professionals are providing. And guess what? That content builds a relationship online automatically. Imagine being a 24/7 salesperson on Facebook. Oh, there's Tim again. Gutter
People
Tim.
buy who from they know, like, and trust.
100%, just like we do, dude. Like maybe somebody will sign up for DripJobs because they're hearing me. Like, that's how it works. Like, I mean, I don't know how else to say it. So, yeah, man, that's DripJobs in a nutshell. There's so much to show, so much to get into, but like, we're going to cover all that at the summit. I can't wait. I'll be in the vendor area, giving out some swag.
You're going to be able to do demos for people while you're there?
What's that?
Are you able to do demos for them while you're there?
Dude, we have one of the craziest systems when it comes to trade shows. So essentially what we do is we give you the customer experience through DripJobs. So you're going to start on the first station, and you're going to come in there and you're going to fill out the form, right? That's the booking form. We're going to get you booked in as if you were inquiring for a service. You're going to receive the communication as if you were a customer. Then you're going to come in and we're going to book you in as a lead and an appointment. Then you're going to get that notification. Then we're going to take you in and show you how to build a proposal in DripJobs, and you're going to receive that. Then we're going to take you in and we're going to sell the job, right? And we're going to show you what happens when we sell a job. And meanwhile, you're seeing both sides of the fence, right? Because DripJobs isn't just about the contractor, man. We got to make sure your customer's good too. We're one of the only softwares that applies equal focus to both what the customer experiences and what the contractor experiences, right? That's what makes us special.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I don't even think Jobber has that.
Hey, man, I don't know, but if they if they did, we're coming.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I'm excited to have you there.
Excited to be there, man. It's going to be a big event. What you guys are doing, man, it's going to be groundbreaking. It's hard to put on an event like this, but I think once people get there and see the value, what's going to be hard is telling people no next year.
Yeah. Next year is going to be huge. I mean, this year is going to be huge. It's really coming together. If you don't know about the summit, we're doing it October 9th, 10th, and 11th. Right now, if you're on the podcast or this live and you want a 10% code, drop the word GROW, and I'll get that over to you in your inbox. And then if you're just coming on, DripJobs is going to be there. He's going to have a booth, and we're pretty excited about it.
And you're going to see our logo on all the bags.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, you guys have a sponsor on the bags.
That's right. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're all in. We're all in.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome. So you're doing pretty good on the painting stuff?
And the painting business is always been good. I mean, I love what I do. I've been in this industry for the last 8 years. I used to paint with my dad when I was a kid. Saw the opportunity, recognized that, man, like I could take my sales background, I could take my managing background, and I can apply it to an industry that really sees that as exceptional, right? Like I can't, like all this stuff that I'm telling you in another industry, be like, yeah, that was done 20 years ago. Like that's normal. But in our industry, man, like you just show up on time, you dress to impress, you create a good presentation. People look at you and they say, you know what, you got the job, and they're paying for that. Yeah, I mean, I love what I do. I love the painting industry. I think it's.
Do you have any partnerships with like gutter guys? Because I know that like a lot of guys, if you don't have gutters and you get a nice, beautiful paint job,
dude. If I had a solid gutter guy, I would flood him with business. I just don't. I tried. I had a couple that, but they don't have sound business operations. And I think anyone listening to this probably knows, like, it's just like the painting industry though, right? Like, in other words, like people generally don't refer us because we are a premier option. Like, in other words, like we've created a premier offer, which generally means we're more expensive, and people don't want to refer people to the most expensive company. Because generally speaking, like, oh, I can see if I can get you a guy. He does it for. So we don't get a lot of partner referrals in that regard, but we do have our network for our ancillary services, right? Like our stucco guy, our drywall guy, an epoxy guy, right? We don't do epoxy. But in terms of gutters, I mean, ultimately, we just.
I never even really thought about it until right now, because I always recommend people do like, roofers, property managers, contractors.
Yep.
That type of thing. But there's a spot there for painters, and because they're painting a house, and if there's no gutters up there, that paint job's just going to get water splashing up on the walls, and it's going to kill that paint job.
Yeah, you should definitely touch base with painters, because the order of operations is important. Even if, like, at the end of the day, like if you can get a painter relationship, like I don't think it should be a kickback. I just think it should just be a mutual relationship where leads are shared back and forth. And if there's synergy built, right? So the gutter guy goes in and, hey, what's up, Justin? Yep. I have a painter friend that refers me all the time. Exactly. Soffit works. So at the end of the day, it's like let's say he goes in first, right? And he says, and he's starting to talk to the customer, and she's like, well, yeah, I want to get it painted. like if he really values the customer, he would probably say something along the lines of, hey, you know what? You should probably get this painted first. I have a really good guy. Let's get this painted first, and then we'll come back and slap these gutters on top, right? Now, on the flip side, if I'm a painting contractor and they say, hey, I want gutters, I'm saying, great, let us paint first. I have a great gutter installer that'll come in right after, right? So I think it just requires like a little ping pong, man. Like I got to take care of you. You got to take care of me. And we can make this work. No one's worried about getting referral money or kickbacks. It's just like, dude, like let's honor each other's customers. Let's share these leads. And I think it's a very good relationship. I think
you're going to run into these times where they got like these weird colors and you're going to want to put the gutters up and then you want a painter to come in behind you. I know I've done that on a couple like La Quinta hotel jobs where they had like this special color that they had to use. And
well, the problem is like, dude, if I'm painting a house, they don't usually know what colors they're going to get until after they buy from me. We set them up with a color consultation. So if I'm selling a house and they want brown gutters, what's cool is I can frame it like this. I could say, hey, once you get your soffit color, that's what you want to give to your gutter guy to see what he can match it. You know, he can match it as close as possible. And, you know, and if they really want to create, and for your high-end customers, they're going to love that series of events, you know, but I think there's definitely room. I'm so connected in the painting industry. Anybody watching this, like, you know, dude, if you're in an area where you want a solid painter, I can connect you with a solid painting company that would love to share referrals with you. So keep that in mind.
Tanner, how can they reach out to you?
Tanner at DripJobs.com. Message me on Facebook, Instagram, official Tanner Mullen. You know, Tanner at DripJobs be a good email. So if you see this and you just want to email me and you're like, hey, I'm in Memphis, you know, I'm looking for a good connection, you know, I could probably find you somebody that's solid, but I wouldn't sleep on the painting business, man. They usually see people first, you know, when they're really starting to renovate the outside. And it could also be.
What do you mean by that? They see them first. Can you elaborate a little bit?
I can. Yeah, man. So generally speaking, people get quotes for painting first. Sometimes roofing, but like most
gutter guys are used to being the last guy.
Gutter guys are last. So generally speaking, like people will get people that know they need a roof are going to go roof first. Most people will do roof first. They work from top down. If you don't need a roof, they're going paint first. So I'm going to paint everything right now. You might have some really old, outdated gutters. Do you know how many times people tell us to take the gutters down and leave them down? Right?
Because they don't want you painting this junk.
They don't want us painting it, right? So they'll tell us to leave the gutters off. I charge them to remove them, dude. I'm like, you know, if we're going to do this, you know, I charge them to remove them.
Right.
So, yeah, man. So I think there's a lot of synergy there, man. So yeah, they call the painter first. They get the quote for the painting. And then usually, again,
that painter may know that they need gutters before you ever find out they need gutters.
Dude, the thing is, it's all about relationships, man. Like if somebody was in my area here, okay, and called me and said, Tanner, I have some referrals. Dude, we get called on houses that we know need painting. I know you probably do. Can you please look out for us and help me get, dude, I'm hunting for that guy and I'm going to get you one and you're going to get me one and we're going to go back and forth. Like that's how, like we have a really good, like, it's almost like cabinet refinishing and countertops. It's like, yeah, totally different industry, but they go really well together in one solid project.
One thing I wanted to say, like, you know, one part about marketing is a lot of people are just like, gimme, gimme, gimme. But if you give, like if you find that painter or, you know, whoever, whatever trade it is, and you start pushing some work towards them and you're giving them, they're going to return that and they're going to find more work for you. And it's like a two-way street where you're just winning together.
It's beneficial for me. Like if I know that the customer needs the gutters and I know that like, if I'm going to say, hey, I have a great gutter guy, it's going to make me look good because now they're buying into my network and I already vetted out the gutter guy, right? I might just say something like, hey, are you planning on getting gutters? You don't have gutters. Like, duh, you need them, right? Who doesn't want gutters? You're investing in a paint job. Like, why would you want to ruin your, you know, your flower bed, right? So
make the whole house look nice.
It makes me look good. So again, a gutter, again, anyone listen to this, get yourself a good painting company, do business with, and I think you'll find yourself very happy with the connection.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's some good info. Appreciate you coming on here, and I'm really excited about the summit.
Yeah, man.
It's coming on. Tanner's going to be there with DripJobs. Play back this live. You definitely don't want to miss everything. We had a lot of good info in it. Don't forget that if you drop GROW in the comments, we'll shoot you over 10%. And you got anything else to say?
Nah, man, I'm just honored to be a part of this community. I'm not, I'm not a gutter installer, but I promise you, if you do business with DripJobs, we will do whatever we can to help you win. And that's my promise. I'm leading the company in terms of our vision. So give us a shot. If you're not happy with your results with your software, try out DripJobs, ton of automation. Anyone listening to this, mention this episode and we'll give you a 60-day free trial. So how about that? 2 months free.
That's huge.
Yeah, 60 days.
What do they have to do? Just mention this
live. Sign up and be like, hey, I was on the live with Tim. Message the help desk. There's a help desk in the app, and just say, hey, I was told I can get 60 days, and we'll extend your trial for 2 months. You could use DripJobs for free. That's
awesome. That's pretty huge.
I like that. Precision rain gutters. Is it cool to be that open with contractors? Honestly, man, like what I would do, you guys should come into my Facebook group. I got a painting contractors Facebook group. And, I don't think cold calling is the play. I think there's 2 ways you can get really good contractors. Number one, go into your local Facebook group as if you're like a homeowner, right? And be like, hey, I'm looking for a house painter. Any recommendations? And watch the community just freaking flood you with like,
that's smart.
Yeah, with like 25 painting companies. Okay.
Now I'm in this area.
Yeah, say I'm in this area and I need a painting contractor. Any recommendations? You don't have to say you're a homeowner, just say it like that. So there's your list. And from there, you're going to check out their Facebook page. That's the number one. That's how you could tell if a company's legitimate. Do they post? Do they have anything on there? Right? Go to their Google page, read what their customers are saying. Right. And then, of course, if you want to go even further, I have the largest painting contractor group in the world. It's 210,000 members. Jump in there, be a part of that community. Say, hey, I'm in Wisconsin. I install gutters, looking for some painting companies to refer, and see who jumps in on that. So definitely use social media. I wouldn't cold call people. I tried that with DripJobs and it was rough. So contractors don't like it.
Social media is good because then they check out your page. They see who you are, they feel for you. It's like a background check.
Definitely.
So good stuff, man. All right, man. Well, that's we're gonna.
By the way, one more thing. I forgot to say. One more thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Our guy John Majak is speaking as a featured speaker at Contractor Impact. Okay, so this is the warm up for the Gutter Summit. So if you want to be a part of a 2-day online event, you got John Majak coming through. Okay, we got a 2-day lineup. It's going to be awesome. We just want to give value back to the community. So you can visit contractorimpact.com. Check out that lineup. It's free. No questions asked. You can join on the phone, in the car, wherever you're at, but you'll get some value there. So check that out.
When will that be playing?
July 30th. So in 20 days. So July 30th and 31st.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. We got an awesome lineup.
John always brings the fire.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I can't wait.
Cool, man. All right, man. Well, I'll see you at the summit.
See you, brother. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, man.